Looks like the neighbors already harvested the corn before we got here. My contribution to the wildlife fund. Now this is gonna wrap it up for our harvest 2023. We're on our last field here. We got about 40 acres left and we should finish by the end of the day if nothing goes wrong. The only repair we had this fall was the spreader that you would have seen on another video. Thanks for joining us. Learned a few things this year about varieties that I didn't know. We had a perfect variety in Pioneer 0075Q the last 2 years, and this year it was dropping ears. And the yields seemed to be about the same as the other corn. Matter of fact, didn't matter what variety we had. I had everything from 96 day to 102 day, and the varieties basically yielded about the same. I mean, within bushels of each other. Even the moisture was the same no matter if you went from a 96 day to 102 day. Kind of a strange year on this drought year. So it's hard to learn something from this year, except we learned that our corn on corn didn't work very good on iron chlorosis. Gonna have to wait a moment here while she comes by. We had kind of a similar story as last year. Soybeans were quite disappointing. The corn was very good last year. This year the corn was a little bit disappointing, but with the drought we had, it wasn't surprising. So our corn, if I had to average it out, it averaged out about 30 bushels less per acre if you put everything together. The soybeans, I'd say, were off a good 10 bushels, maybe a little over 10 bushel average off of that. However, they weren't great last year either. So we've had 2 years now. The soybeans have been very disappointing. Corn basically pulling us through, and that's why you need to diversify as much as you can in farming. So on varieties, you know, I'm probably going to drop that favorite variety I had from last year just because I can't handle anything that is going to drop ears on me. That's just a big no-no for me. So I got a comment in. They said check out 4188, I believe it was, of Cropland. I wrote it down, and I'm going to do that. Any other suggestions that you farmers have for me as you've watched either my crop updates or you watch my farming, you have for me, why I'm always looking to learn and to try to gather what I can from others. When my daughter set me up with this YouTube, I wasn't real excited about it at first, but then I thought, hey, this could be a great communication tool, because I love to learn as much as I can and learn new things and better ways of doing it to make our farm more profitable and more successful. So I'm open to any of those. Just put your comments in there, and they'd be greatly appreciated. I guess I'd sum it up by an old saying. I'm getting kind of good at these old sayings. You know, my grandparents always said you can't squeeze juice out of a turnip, and I guess that sums up this year. You can only get so much of a crop out of a drought year, and I'd say this one we've done better than anticipated, but of course always a little less than what I would have liked to have had. Oh, by the way, my daughter-in-law, she told me that I had made an error in my last video. I had talking about different varieties and how important it is to have several different varieties, especially in corn and soybeans. because one might have a real disappointing year. And so I said, that's why you don't want to put all your chickens in one basket. And she said that isn't correct. I believe she told me the saying went, you can't count all your eggs until they've hatched. But I'm not sure what that has to do with picking varieties. But she is college educated and I'm not, so I guess I'll go along with her. So anyway, other than that, we're finished up here. We've got a good start already on tillage, and we'll keep the tillage going. If we're really hard pressed on tillage, we use 2 tractors, 2 tillage pieces going at once. Goes really fast, but I think we're gonna make it by just using our track tractor. Maybe I'll give you a little update on the tillage and how that's coming along. Finish up some fertilizer and we'll be getting prepared for next year. So overall, I hope everybody, if you're farming out there, I hope you've had a successful year. I hope things went well for you this harvest. And if you're not a farmer, well, I hope your life is going well. I hope your job is going well. Whatever you got is going well for you. I know here in Minnesota we feel pretty blessed. I don't like the cold weather, but you always have to have something to complain about. And if you can't complain about the weather, what else is there? So from us here at Our Minnesota Farm, why thanks for joining us, and be looking forward to another year. Oh yeah, next week we got a big surprise coming. Now, according to surveys, only 30% of you are probably going to be interested in it. That's fine. We got a big surprise next week, so if you interested what that surprise is, why tune in about another week, and a week or just a little bit more than a week maybe, I'll have that up and you'll see what it is. So until then, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you later.